Thank you for joining me on today's Byron on the Rooftop, where we talk about chimney integrity testing, smoke testing, and camera inspection. What is the job of a flue? It's really to conduct the flue gases out of the home, away from the occupants, to protect the occupants, and then to protect the home from burning down, because those gases are hot and gaps and cracks in that flue can lead to a structure fire. And in the United States, we use the NFPA 211 to guide that inspection of that very difficult passageway. The flue inspection method we use is a camera. So we put a camera up and we look for gaps, we look for cracks, etc. In the UK, they use a smoke test, the type 1 and type 2. Type 1 being a light interior pressure. So they put a foam block in the top, a foam block in the bottom, then they put a smoke pellet in there that expands gases, puts a light pressure against those flue walls, and if there's a crack or gap, it will come out. The chimney sweep walks around the home and he looks to see if there's smoke visibly escaping that passageway, which has been sealed and pressurized with smoke. And if there's any visual escaping of smoke, then he knows there's a breach in that system. But the Germans do a little different technique. They have an actual physical device. And the way this Wohler DP600 device works is it removes the human error by giving you a pass-fail. Here's how the system process works. You put a foam block in the top of the flue, you put a foam block in the bottom of the flue, and then you pressurize it and you test it to a known permissible leakage rate for that flue system. The inventor of the product, Elmar, told me in Germany, this is the only scientific, objective method of testing a chimney. So consider that as you look at the footage of the build sequence that we have and of using the device in an actual London home where they have the most analogous flue system to the United States. All right, here we are stuffing the top. This is a capped flue with a half round clay flue tile just to keep rain out, but to let moisture out. We've got to seal it to keep our air pressure test functioning well here at the top. One of the keys to using this pressure system is to properly seal off the bottom so that it will have a tight seal. All right.
So through here, I'm going to choose square, or not round in this case. The length of the chimney is 3.7 meters. So here is test not passed. So it had an allowable leakage rate of 36.8 cubic meters an hour, and it was measured at 51.3. So it's failed the test. So we couldn't find a problem with the smoke. We couldn't find it leaking anywhere. We didn't find it leaking into next door. We didn't find it leaking into any other chimneys on the roof. But there's an attic space and a cavity between the ceiling and the roof, which we can't get access to.
Here.
So there's a good possibility that it was leaking into there, because with the smoke everything looks okay. So I've done it with the machine to double check that. So I'd make an assumption that there's some sort of leakage into that cavity.
All right, the test is over. We're putting things away back in their places. And we can report to the homeowner the condition of the flue. So then your next question might be, so do we all just need to buy this Wohler DP600 and all the chimneys in America will be safe when they hit the pass button on the screen? No, I don't think so, because it is subjective to cracks being tightly compressed. Like Dale Febb has taught us in his course, any flue tile crack that is tightly compressed probably will not emit a significant amount of air or smoke, so the smoke test is not a great way to go. But also the Wohler DP600 may give a false positive, meaning it'll say a chimney's okay when it's not okay, because the gap will expand under a high heat event. It'll expand open again, and that's what flue tiles do. They open and close like a clamshell when they heat up. So we would still need to do a camera inspection here in the US. So acknowledging the false positive that a Wohler DP600 could give a US flue, I think we could simply overcome that by using a camera inspection, and then you've got a very comprehensive story of that flue. All right, well, thanks for joining me on today's Byron on the Rooftop, where we looked at chimney integrity testing, compared it briefly to smoke pellet testing and camera inspection. I hope you'll consider this, add it to your arsenal if you wish, and all the best. Let's keep sweeping chimneys, keep checking chimney integrity.